Jai Gurudev, everyone. Welcome to this new episode of Bliss, Becoming and Being, Part 17. So, this episode is about Guru Siyag Yoga, and we speak in English language and give some basic information about Guru Siyag Yoga, how to practice it, and we also discuss various challenges that new practitioners face when they start practicing Guru Siyag Yoga. And there are various ways that you can know more about Guru Siyag Yoga, like visiting the website and by exploring on YouTube, and exploring through website is a good option for beginners, as you will get to understand more about Guru Siyag Yoga through the website in a step by step manner. You will be able to understand the correct proceed or correct way to practice meditation and all that. So to start with, I would like to introduce to you those of you who do not know about Guru Siyag. So I'll share the picture of Guru Siyag. On the left side, you can see Guru Siyag, Guru Ramlalji Siyag, and on the right side, you all can see Babaji Sri Gangainath Ji. So he is the Guru of Guru Ramlalji Siyag, and Guru Ramlalji Siyag is the one who will be our guru once we get initiated into this practice that is called Guru Siyag Yoga. So before moving further, I would like to welcome Dharmendra Sharma. So he has been practicing Guru Siyag Yoga for quite a few years. In fact, I believe around 4 years, and he is also running various YouTube series on Guru Siyag Yoga. So I would like to welcome him now. So welcome Dharmendra Sharma ji.
Thank you
Jai
so much.
Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev to
Your
everyone.
voice is not coming.
Am I audible now? Am I audible now?
Yeah, yeah, now you're audible. Yeah, right.
All right. So, Jai Gurudev to everyone and very warm welcome. And thank you, Gorima, for inviting me in this episode, Bliss Becoming and Being, Part 17. Today is it's an opportunity for me to share a couple of experiences people have shared in English. And I thought, why don't we use this platform? All
Yeah.
these other channels, other episodes or series which we run are mostly in Hindi, and we tend to translate some of the experiences shared by people which are in English into Hindi. But this is coming straight into English sessions. So you have been doing wonderful work, and it is a blessing of Gurudev Siyag, our beloved Gurudev Sri Ramlalji Siyag, and he had gifted such a wonderful a gift, a medication gift, which induces automatic yoga while we look at his picture for a minute and two and close our eyes and request for 15-minute meditation. So I'm going to share a couple of experiences here. One is shared by one of the old disciples of Guru Siyag. His name is Dr. Kailash Ojha. He was from Bikaner. Nowadays, he is in Udaipur, and he is principal in one of the medical colleges there. So he himself is a medical professional, and he had gone through very difficult time. However, with the grace of Guru Siyag, his son got cured, who was declared brain dead by a team of 6 medical professionals. So he had taken this opportunity to share one small experience lately, and that was shared on 20th of March, like 3 days ago. So I just read as it is what he had said. He said, on one evening, I was gossiping with Gurudev Siyag at his residence because in those days, only a few disciples were connected formally. I asked Gurudev about, future events, what is going to happen in this world. Gurudev told me, I have heard from a saint that Third World War will commence near Holi when crops of wheat are cut. It will be
Okay.
between Christians and Muslims, but we will also not be escaped. My few disciples will be sacrificed. Possibility of attack on our country will start from Bangladesh. It will be a terrible war. Nuclear weapons and man-to-man fight and miserable conditions will be there. Many predictions I have listened when in the evening only limited disciples used to meditate in front of Gurudev Siyag. And after meditation, Gurudev used to talk about all possible fields. Gurudev usually listened BBC radio. There are in indefinite memories or infinite memories rather. Even a book can be written on, if we start writing these memories or experiences. And Dr. Kailash Oja says that your efforts in spreading mission of Gurudev is a blessing of Gurudev upon you. Gurudev always told me and all other disciples that my physical body may be departed, but my photo, picture, and my voice will always work and will remain. You should keep my voice of mantra and photo with you. It will never die. Don't care about opposition, Dharmendra ji. They are also part of my mission, and opposition will also spread my work of mission. That's what Gurudev used to tell to all those disciples who were promoting Guru Siyag Yoga in their own individual capacities. And he also says, I'm also mad like you. In fact, you have charged battery of old disciples when they become shocked after departure of physical body of Guru Siyag and they all become like that. Gurudev searched you and again charged at that difficult time. This is also a miracle and proved Gurudev's words itself. Thank you so much and Jai Gurudev. So
Jai
this is
Gurudev.
what he had said.
Okay, so he's one of the disciples from 90s who was
Yeah,
connected
early 90s. He
early
used to work.
90s.
He used to work in SP Medical College
Okay.
in Bikaner, and one day his son, uh, got very sick and very ill, and his son was admitted in hospital, and Dr. Oja himself was, working there, and a team of six medical professionals have declared his son as brain dead. And his son was
Oh,
around 13, 14, I think. And I saw some of the videos where he had given this interview and he had explained that medically we all had declared that he is dead. But somehow his wife actually had a very deep conviction in Guru Siya, and Dr. Ocha also had deep conviction for sure, but probably his wife had more deeper conviction, and she had prayed to Guru Siyag early in the morning around 4 o'clock, and one of the disciples have shared this experience. And then Gurudev came at around 10 o'clock in the morning to hospital, visited Dr. Oja and his wife, and after a very short time, his son actually got cured and he came back to consciousness, which is, Dr. Oja himself says that it is considered as miracle in
miracle.
the field of medical science. So this miracle, this science had never occurred before, and that's what Gurudev Siyag used to tell, that this is a science which never surfaced on this planet. So people are not aware of it. However, it was there, but it actually kind of eloped or disappeared due to various, political reasons or invasions by external forces. But now this is coming back on surface, and you see, millions of people are practicing Guru Siyag Yoga, and every day everyone is experiencing something new, something very very new. And while I'm sharing, you have given me this opportunity, I would also like to share one more experience of a practitioner from London. uh, Her brother actually is in Gujarat, and he had brain stroke.
Okay.
So this Guru Behan practitioner, her name is Rajeshwari Joshi. and her brother was in Gujarat. So she contacted, one of our senior Guru Bhai or practitioner, Bawar Singh ji, and he had suggested something that you should focus on mantra chanting, keep on doing mental chanting of mantra as much as possible for your brother, and couple of more suggestions he had given. So she informed her sister-in-law, like her brother's wife, and she started chanting and doing meditation and performing those suggestions for her husband. And then Rajeshwari came from London to India, and she spent some time with her brother. And when she was sitting in front of her brother, she used to keep his hand in her hand and used to keep on chanting the mantra. And she felt that he had started recovering. And doctors have told that it may be a case of doing a neurosurgery because blood clots maybe in the veins. um, but somehow some miracle had happened with practice of Guru Siyag Yoga. And she also visited one of the holy places of Guru Siyag's Guru, Yogi Gangainaji. And while she returned back to Gujarat, she called me that, Dharmender ji, it is not less than a miracle. My brother, who was not able to even eat properly, was not able to sit properly, was having paralysis due to injury or blockages in the brain, and used to shout and used to yell and used to have sort of hallucination. And all of a sudden, in 4 5 days, he started talking to everyone at home, started recognizing family members and all. And he also said Jai Gurudev while she was talking to me. And
Wow.
it was a wonderful experience knowing that how kind, how graceful, how empowered our Guru is, who is within us. And we don't need to actually do any other ritual, or we don't need to spend a single penny for that. So it was another miracle I felt like sharing with all of
Yeah.
you. And now he's able to sit for 4 5 hours. Is able to eat food properly. There is some impression or impact of paralysis still there on his body. However, he is improving, he is recovering. So this is not less than a miracle. However, Gurudev is so humble and so simple, saying, no, 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 it's not miracle. This change will happen in everyone. This
Yes.
transformation is going to happen in every human body who is going to practice Guru Siyag Yoga. And this practice, as you keep on sharing, that it involves only two key things. One is keep mental chanting of a mantra given by Guru Siyag, which hopefully you will be sharing towards the end of this session, and doing sitting for meditation for 15 minutes in the morning, empty stomach, and 15 minutes in the evening. Timing is not as strict as you think, but the only condition is doing this meditation before meals or 3 hours after meals. So this is another experience I wanted to share. And one more is coming from London. There is another practitioner who is practicing almost like, I think, 3 4 years. His name is Pradeep Mugatlal. He wrote to me on 3rd of March, like 20 days ago. And he said, he says, because he keeps on watching all these videos and episodes of different series we run on YouTube and Facebook. So he said, yesterday I was told by doctor that my mother has to go undergo operation procedure because she suffers bone fracture. I'm not very
Oh,
regular to mantra chanting, but I intensely prayed to Gurudev to not to go that route and find some other way, so that she doesn't go for surgery or surgery procedure. This morning, a team of doctors decided not to operate, but management of pain with the help of medicine, medication, and support. It has given me and my family a very happy moment and realization of my Samarth Sadgurudev, Ramlalji Siag. Gurudev has confirmed that I'm there. You don't need to worry at all. And I know Gurudev will be doing the bone healing part 2 as well. It has reminded me of one Guru Behan practitioner, Guru Behan Sharma episode, that she had suffered and she overcome all this suffering by practicing Guru Siyag Yoga. I never took Gurudev's Aradhana or this practice very seriously, but he never left my
Yes.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you first of all for sharing all the experiences in English. And one thing that can be briefly discussed, because uh, it, Gurudev has shared a very simple practice, and people like me, you, and others are now talking about their experiences, and also they are sharing. Uh, they're sharing how to move forward as they are experiencing it, like in these sessions. Since I have been doing this for, I believe, around 3 months, so I share about that how has been this journey for me so far. And I share that how I progressed by developing that connection with Gurudev, and that connection really helped me progress, although I have not seen him even in my vision. Neither I have seen Babaji Gangai Naji, but I have such strong connection with Gurudev, because whenever I want some clarity on something, I feel right from inside that he is there and giving me clarity. But at the same time, I have received calls from various people who want to understand that how I developed that connection, because they feel that we are not able to develop that connection. How are you able to do that? What made you progress? You haven't met Gurudev, you haven't seen him, and sometimes words fall short, because when I step into the shoes of these people who want to practice, who want to really connect with Gurudev, surrender and do that uh, bhakti, or we would say prayer, or that they want to really revere Gurudev, but they're not able to do so. So I share a couple of things with them, that's how I developed my connection. So, and likewise, what I noticed that from past few months, you and Bhavar Singh ji are also sharing a method to develop that reverence and connection with Gurudev. And especially, this suggestion is being given to those people who reach out to you for being stuck with their problems that they are not able to crack or surmount. So they are really struggling with some problem, or they are having issues about not being able to practice Guru Siyag Yoga. And then you have been sharing some method which you are not openly sharing on YouTube. So, because of that, we have noticed that some of the Guru disciples are objecting that if that method is something which is not separate from what Gurudev has already given to us, so why that method is not being shared openly on YouTube? So, will it be a right way to address this kind of question on this platform?
Yes, certainly, certainly. And I was looking at one of the audio conversation I had with one of the practitioners yesterday, and he had the same question. So let
Okay.
me find out that conversation, and I help others also to figure out why this is so.
Yeah.
So let me just look at that. This conversation is in Hindi. It's only less than 2 minute conversation, but it will help people also. So let me play that conversation first. I'm not sure how clear that would be, but at least
Okay.
for the sake of listening. क्या कह रहे
Yes.
हो? ये बोल रहे थे कि मतलब जो मैं चीज मंत्र, हाँ, नाम था वो तो गुरु जी ने ऊपर कर दिया। और गौर सिंह जी बोल रहे हैं कि ये किसी को बताना मत है। मेरा एक सवाल था। तो गुरु जी ने उसका एक जवाब दिया कि मैंने मंत्र कब ओपन किया। मेरे ख्याल से 2009 में। तो गुरुजी ने बोला कि 19 साल लगे। मगर हाँ 19 लगे, तो फिर समय आने तो ये भी ओपन हो जाएगा। क्या बात। फिर मेरे मन में विचार आया कि 40 दिन वाला क्या संकट है। हिंदू धर्म में तो ये मानते हैं 11, 21, 51, 41। 40 वाला क्या है। फिर मेरे को एक शब्द दिखाया डिक्शनरी में, लेंथ। LENT। क्या चीज? लेंथ, LENT। हाँ, वो है ईसाई धर्म में 40 दिन का वो कोई व्रत होता है। हाँ, उसमें मतलब वो तो अपने हिसाब से मनाते हैं, खान पान वगैरह पूरा ध्यान रखते हैं। वहाँ पे यहाँ पे मतलब गुरु जी ने छूट दे रखी है। हाँ, वो लेंथ शब्द आप पढ़ना या मतलब यूट्यूब पे वो करना। हाँ, फरवरी मार्च में 40 दिन की अवधि, जिसमें कुछ ईसाई लोग धार्मिक कारणों से खान पान या कुछ आदतों पर रोक लगाते हैं। ईसाइयों का चालीसा, ईस्टर से पहले के 40 दिन। हाँ हाँ हाँ, यही बात थी। बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत अच्छा गुरुभाई। तो गोया कहना आपका नाम? हाँ हाँ जी, हाँ हाँ हरियाणा से। जी जी, बहुत बढ़िया। आप ये मतलब ये एपिसोड में बहुत नई बात है। हाँ, आपको भी बुलाएंगे, क्या बात कर रहे हो, जरूर बुलाएंगे। ठीक है।
Wow,
Okay.
that's an incredible explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this practitioner also had similar question, that why this has not been opened, why there is so much of secret behind this, and why there is a sort of monopoly over this method, or kind of suggestions. So this practitioner also had this question, and he asked Gurudev instead of asking me or Bhamar Singh ji. He directly asked Gurudev. That's the right way to ask. So
Yes.
Gurudev told him that the sacred mantra, the divine mantra, the Diksha mantra was also not revealed for 19 full years, right? It was revealed on 30th July 2009, and it was made public. It went on air, and Gurudev had said that now this has gone in air. So this voice will never die, and my picture will
Right.
never die as well. So it took 19 years. So Gurudev said that this this method, or this suggestion, couple of suggestions, will also be revealed when the right time arrives. And Gurudev also showed him, or told him, a kind of word with 4 letters, LENT, Lent. So I searched while talking to him, and the meaning of that was a period of 40 days starting in February or March, when some Christians stopped doing or eating certain things for religious reasons. So there may or may not be any connection, and it may be, practitioners, own experience or opinion. However, if this has been showed to him, and I know this practitioner, he is not very, well versed in English.
Yeah.
Neither he has any idea about Christianity, nor he has any idea that Guru Siyag is, the
Connected with Jesus.
word which Jesus had promised.
Yeah.
So why, this disciple had replied me or called me to explain and to tell that it should be told to everyone, and it is probably the right opportunity and the platform where we can share. I also had a similar question for Bhamar Singh ji while we started this brief laboratory project. So Bhamar Singh ji told that he had been assigned this task for almost 10 years, from 1986 to 1996, and he had been given opportunity to observe each and everything and understand how the invisible energy works, or invisible forces works in this universe. And he was given a training. So he had also the same question to Guru Siya, that Gurudev, you had given me, or you have told me to suggest to people that do this for 40 days. So what is the logic behind 40 days? so so Gurudev had told that in Ayurveda there is a system of purifying our physical body, which has a cycle of 40 days. So that is related to that purification of body in a cycle period of 40 days. That's why he suggested it for 40 days. Second thing is that Guru Siyag had always said that do the mantra chanting relentlessly until it becomes automatic, or we call it a japa. That the mantra is being chanted automatically without interruption. So he had emphasized on mantra chanting. That is very true, and it is the way forward if we want to progress in this spiritual journey. And meditation twice a day. Now, anyone, any new disciple or old disciple may have this question that then why Dharmender and Bhamar Singh ji are suggesting something different from what Gurudev have told. So, first of all, I must explain that we are not telling anything different what Gurudev have told. It is in fact given by Guru Siyag, and probably Bhamar Singh ji was more luckier than other people who had this opportunity to work under Gurudev's guidance. And Gurudev wanted him to understand certain things which he understood, and he was actually keeping this method with himself for last 28 years. He is not highly educated or he doesn't know English. So there may be a sort of apprehension or inhibition in his mind that probably, if I start telling to people, people will laugh at me and they will discard my idea and thought. But I believe that anything which is given by Guru Siyag will reach to every disciple, true disciple who is humble, who have actually surrendered in the lotus feet of Guru Siyag and have actually, left his or her ego at the doorstep where we leave the shoes. So people who are coming to us basically are those who have actually decided that, okay, I will not have any ego in myself. And if I can get something from any new disciple like Dharmender, I don't mind, as long as it belongs to Gurudev, and as long as it connects me to Gurudev more, and as long as it helps me to love Gurudev far better compared to what I'm practicing. So we got such people. Another thing we must understand here is that we don't have any orders to reveal this as of now. So there is a time, and only Bhamar Singh ji knows that what is the time. However, I think people who have practiced or who have been doing mental chanting and meditation, some of them, not all, but some of them have experienced that some negative energy which is within them is forcing them not to chant the mantra.
Yes.
So other disciples who are actually following just what is written in black and white, they are simply following that. That is okay. That is okay for almost everyone. But there are certain cases where the negative forces are not allowing that person to chant this mantra and do meditation. If they
Yes.
forcefully do it, then the negative force starts speaking from within, which is
Yes.
which sounds like a stupid and orthodox or superstition. But if I didn't have evidences of that, I wouldn't believe either. So what
Yes.
happens that in such cases there should be some support mechanism, and the official organization and the office of Guru Siyag has only two responses. So somebody goes that some negative tendency is forcing me not to chant the mantra, my spiritual progress is not happening. They would say, chant the mantra, do meditation. Chant the mantra, do meditation. That's what he was trying to do, and he failed. And it was actually the negative energy was actually harming that person physically, mentally, financially, and relationship wise. So such cases came to us, and we shared that there is a restriction to it. If you follow the discipline of this unknown energy world, then this energy will work correctly for your benefit. And Gurudev Siyag have also said that in Bhagavad Gita it is said by Bhagwan Lord Krishna that if you chant, if you take the name, if you just keep on remembering Hari is which actually takes away all your pain. So if you keeps on taking the name of Hari, you will be empty of all the diseases, all the pain, all the suffering. And Guru Siyag had also said that the moment you start chanting the mantra, whatever pain and suffering and losses you had before are gone. That past is past. It cannot be undone. But there will be no pain, no suffering, no losses in your life. So why it is happening that people are trying to chant the mantra, they are trying to do meditation, but some negative energies are not allowing them to do this. So people who practiced, and we try to find out symptoms of that. The symptoms are when Gurudev Siyag says that, look at me on the third eye, which we call this area. He says that look at my picture on the third eye and request to me for 15-minute meditation. So your eyes will open automatically after 15 minutes. So there won't be 16th minute in meditation, only
Right.
15 minutes. So we find out that some disciples, some practitioners request for 15-minute meditation, but they end up sitting in meditation and they keep on experiencing so-called automatic yogic movements, involuntary movements for hours and hours and hours. And while they are not in meditation, they are also experiencing these involuntary movements which are awkward. So this is
Right.
one symptom, very serious symptom, that when Guru Siyag says, when you are in meditation, then only you will experience yogic movements. When you are awake, it won't happen. So it
Right.
was happening when disciples are awake, when disciples are working. Some people started experiencing Khechari Mudra automatically while they are talking to me or to someone else. So that is not Kundalini driven automatic yoga or induced automatic yoga. It is some negative force which is actually trying to hack your mind, divert your attention, so that when you are publicly, kind of objected, or people start laughing at you, then you think, oh, no, 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 this is not good, let's give up. So the negative force wants you to give up Guru Siyag Yoga, whereas Guru Siyag says, don't give up. So for those
Right.
people, we provided this two sets of suggestions. And the moment they start this implementation of this practice, the first meditation after implementation goes back to 15 minutes. I
Right.
just got one example of a disciple from Jodhpur. I won't take her name. She came to me through another, fellow disciple, and he said that, this Guru Behan is experiencing 2 hours yogic movements. I said, two
Okay.
hours are not needed at all. And she was depressed for last 10 years, and she had taken treatment even from AIMS Delhi. Nothing worked on her. And she said that when she got to know about Guru Siyag Yoga, when she started practicing, she herself is a yoga teacher. When she started
Okay.
practicing, she experienced 2 hours yogic movements and she felt tired. So she thought maybe because of her depression, there is some problem. So she went to psychiatrist, and she told that, I started practicing Guru Siyag Yoga. So that psychiatrist was actually kind of, negative towards Guru Siyag somehow. And he started yelling at her, and he gave a heavy dose to her and told her not to do this meditation. It's all waste. It's just fake thing. Just take this medicine, you will be fine. But she did not believe, and she came through another disciple. And I told her on the front of it, when the moment she talked to me, I told her that, Guru Behan, you don't have any depression. Trust me, your meditation will come back to 15 minutes. Don't worry about it. The moment she heard that, she doesn't have depression, she felt relaxed. And I told her all these diseases, which are considered mental diseases or physical diseases, are not at all diseases. These are spiritual imbalances or spiritual diseases. So, spiritual
Right.
disease must have spiritual treatment. Physical disease can have physical treatment, mental disease can have mental treatment, but spiritual disease can have Guru Siyag Yoga as the ultimate treatment. So, what happened? I
Right.
I gave her one suggestion, which is 5% of the total suggestion. So suppose this is the suggestion. So I only gave this much, 5%. And I told I have only authority of this much. You just practice this. And that includes, I won't reveal much because I have restrictions on revealing it before a certain time arrives. So I told her that this is a picture of Guru Siyag's lotus feet. Just look at this, get it printed in Aadhaar card size or postcard size and get it laminated. Unless you get it laminated, is fine. That's fine. You just open this in your mobile and pray to lotus feet of Guru Siyag that please keep me in meditation for 15 minutes and let me know after the meditation. And a small, brief suggestion she implemented. So I disconnected the call, and after some time, after say 20 minutes, 25 minutes, she called me. And while I was coming back from my office to home, she said, Dharmendraji, it is a miracle. I only had 15-minute meditation and it is wonderful. So I told her, I told you, you don't have depression. You have negative tendencies within your body, and by chanting mantra, these become kind of disturbed, or they feel the heat of the mantra energy. So they
Yes.
try to disturb your mental state, they try to hack your mind. And Guru Siyag has said only true guru can control your mind. Only guru can actually seize your mind. These are all mind related activities, and Guru Siyag used to say that 80% of diseases are due to mental stress. So when Guru can handle that mental stress of an individual practitioner, no matter how many people are practicing. So if there are 750 million billion people across the world practice, Guru Siyag's energy will flow in all of them at the
All
same
of
time.
them.
So we figured
Yeah.
out, this was very encouraging. So we figured out that there is no mental disease at all. So people suffering from depression, insomnia, anxiety, whatnot are getting cured. There is a case, recent case of a practitioner, a girl, young girl. She has thalassemia. Thalassemia is a
Okay. Is it
genetic disorder. Every 15 days or 10 days, one has to go for blood transfusion.
the
It is
transfusion?
a
Yeah.
recurring event, it continues. And it happens due to some genetic coding defect or whatever, as per science. So I don't know. So she said, she came to us and she said, Dharmenderji, no matter what world says, please suggest me these remedies. I want to get cured. I want to surrender. I want to practice. I want to do, the promotion of Guru Siyag Yoga. So in the first place, I should be ready. I should become an example in front of the world that yes, I'm cured by Guru Siyag Yoga. So we happily shared with her because she came dropping her ego at the doorstep. She did not
Right.
come that I have medical science with me, I can continue having this transfusion, blood transfusion. No, she surrendered everything in the lotus feet of Guru Siya. So she came, and yesterday she was talking to me that this time she went to the doctor for the transfusion after 20 days. Earlier she
Okay.
was going every 15 days. This time she went to doctor to for the blood transfusion after 20 days. And her hemoglobin level, which used to be between 6 to 7, has now come to 8.75
Okay.
within within 30 days. Within 30 days.
Oh,
So what is this science? What is this science which defeats and defies the medical science? This is called spiritual science. And what Gurudev Siyag had given is nothing but actually helps practitioner to remain connected with Guru Siyag, have more devotion and more surrender. So this is, very encouraging work. And no matter what people suggest, what people tell, what people project, what people propagate about the work we are doing, it is a work done with the kind permission and with the grace of Guru Siya. And one funny thing I would also like to share.
So just
The
one
funny thing
second, you
that's
give
okay.
rest to
That's
your throat. That's okay. Okay.
that's fine. So the funny part is negative tendencies try to, you know to tell us that they are very powerful, whereas they are nothing. If these negative tendencies are within our body, then Gurudev is also within our body. So I tell
Yes.
every practitioner, if you feel you have negative tendency or negative energy or ghost or whatever in your body, then you tell Guru Siya that Gurudev, I am chanting your mantra. Now my body is your temple. Now
Hmm.
in this temple, only Guru Siyag will remain. Then
Right.
kick out all these negative energies. Keep me in meditation for 15 minutes. But during that time, beat these negative energies, blue and black, whatever you call it, and beat them so badly that these negative energies automatically run away. That now this body is not suitable for us. It is kind of foreign land to us.
Right.
So what happened? Funnily, yesterday night, a couple, husband wife, husband is doctor, so they were doing meditation with me. I said, okay, let's have a video meditation, and they both of them started. So until 15 minutes everything was fine, and after that, the wife actually came out of meditation, and the husband was about to come out. He's a medical doctor, by the way. So
Okay.
I just said, okay, please come out of meditation now. And there is enough beating of these negative forces done. The moment I said negative forces, beating of negative forces done, enough, then these negative forces become active
Oh.
again. Then I that negative energy says, my name is Singar, like, getting dressed up or something. So I said, don't worry. And that negative energy said, I'm here for 15 years. So I said, don't worry, you remain here. Now, Gurudev will beat you for 15 years. It's your
Hmm.
choice. And if your name is Singar, Gurudev will do your Singar. Singar, you understand? All that. So I requested, and this practitioner's wife also requested, okay, Gurudev, beat him so badly that it starts chanting the mantra. Okay. So with these two requests, that Singar actually, yelled and became silent, and then, you know, said, okay, please forgive me. So I said, okay, say, Samarth Sadgurudev Shri Ramlal Siyag ki Jai Ho. So he said, Jai Ho. I said, no. Say, Samarth Sadgurudev Shri Ramlal Ji Siyag ki Jai Ho. So he uttered that with, bended hand. Then I said, okay, say Yogi Gangayanath Ji Maharaj ki Jai Ho. The moment he said Yogi Gangayanath Ji Maharaj ki Jai Ho, he slapped himself on his face, from
Oh.
both the sides. So I said, who was this? He said, Baba Gangayanath Ji was actually beating me. So I said, now you understand, you are interfering in somebody else's body. That body belongs to Gurudev. That is a temple of Guru Siyag. You are making it dirty. Now you will get the punishment. So that continued for a while, and I said, okay, now start chanting the mantra. So he started chanting the mantra, and I said, for 24 hours you will chant the mantra, and this fellow, you have occupied his body. This fellow should realize that there is chanting of mantra going on. which he is not chanting, but you are chanting. So he said, okay, I will chant the mantra until 11:30 in the night. I said, I'll come back and I will check whether you are chanting the mantra correctly or not. So that's how these funny things happen. But these negative energies have to leave when there is a light, when there is enlightenment. Guru Siyag is enlightenment. Guru Siyag is light, pure light, pure light. Then no negative force, no darkness can prevail in any human body. That's what Guru Siyag had said, that to elevate the sattva guna and to kill the tamoguna, right? Negative forces.
Right.
I have actually taken this path alone, and no one has, any individual claim over me, no matter it is an individual, caste, sections of society, gender, or country. It
Right.
is such a simple method. And all these negative energies in certain people, which is stopping them to practice Guru Siyag Yoga, it is the duty of all of us who are actually better off than them to help them, not to
Yes.
pray for them. They should be enabled enough to pray for themselves. They should be enabled enough to connect with Guru Siyag. There is no third party between Guru Siyag and the practitioner.
Right.
All these people who are propagating against me, probably this is also a design of negative forces which have occupied their mind. And in one of the conversations in one of the groups, I told a very dear disciple, very dear Guru Bhai, I love him. I told him, Guru Bhai, you don't know what remedy we are suggesting because it is secret. Without knowing that remedy, you have started telling that this is not true. So that means you are not even aware. So it is basically beating around the bush. And I told him upfront, very emotional appeal I made to him, that the moment you know what this remedy is, you will be actually, feeling guilty about yourself, and you will cry. So there is another, kind of practitioner. He said that if something goes wrong against the core mission of Guru Siyag, we should be. I said, I request for you to Guru Siyag that Gurudev kill his contractor within him. That is the negative tendency, which is not allowing him to connect to you. People who are connected to Guru Siyag know what Dharmender and Bhavar Singh Ji is doing. Other people are not at all close to Guru Siyag. I was not supposed to be here for this reason somehow,
Yeah.
but
So
that's
this
the
was very
that's the
impromptu, by the way, for all the viewers who are watching. So I was just about to start recording when I got a call from Dharmendra Sharma ji that when are you recording the session? So I just said just now. So he said, okay, then I have some experiences to share, and shall I come for some time? I said, why not? So that's how he joined. So there was no plan of him sharing anything. It's just that I'm already facing Guru Siyag while I'm doing this session. So this is my small place where I meditate. And as you might have already seen that I also meditate on the lotus feet of Guru Siyag, and that is before I got informed of that remedy or that suggestion that Dharmendra Sharma and Bhavar Singh ji are giving. So I got inspiration before I received this suggestion from them. So I got a big printout of Guru Siyag's lotus feet, and I was already meditating on that because I already have shared that I feel that connection with him. So I had already received that message that now meditate on my feet, and I never discussed this message with anybody because that's how I am. And I never felt as if why am I getting this suggestion and why not somebody else is getting that suggestion and all that. So I go by what Guru Siyag is saying from inside. And when I discussed something with Dharmendra ji about my personal challenge that I was facing, about my father-in-law's illness, then my father's illness, and I was undergoing a tough time in terms of two family members being sick, and I unfortunately I lost them also last year. So while discussing my challenge with him, he shared that you may like to practice something, so that may give you something that. So I said, okay, why not? So in fact, he was also not very pushy around it. So, but I was like that, why not? I would like to understand that what is it that I can do to because that was a very challenging time. So I was like that, okay, I also want to do something more if I can to help my family members. So I received that remedy from Bhamar Singh ji, and that remedy or that suggestion is a suggestion which when you practice it, tears will come out of your eyes, and you may feel as if everybody will experience it uniquely. I felt as if Gurudev is constantly holding me, I can't really explain, like a father hold his child. So and that whole period of illness in the family, and of course that corona wave and all, I got immensely helped and encouraged, and I could really do the best I could do. And that remedy really supported me, and there is nothing to be according to me, there is nothing to hide, but still, it is like that, only Bhavar Singh ji share it, so that is why I do not share it openly. But it is something that even I believe even children should practice it. So, and for as far as my meditation practice is concerned, so after doing that remedy, I was already hearing those ringing, that nad that you say in the language of meditation in my ears from, in fact, many years. But when I started practicing this, so that sound really became louder, really became louder, and various other I would say other, I could really access to more solutions than I was able to before. So it is not only miracles per se that that come in the bracket of that miracle, like people like me who are not having any major issues by the grace of Gurudev. So even we are getting so much benefited by practicing the Guru Siyag meditation and mantra jap. And when I practice that remedy, so that gave me another push towards getting more connection. So I thoroughly enjoyed it in terms of the connection I felt while doing it. And it certainly is something that those people who do not know about it, so without knowing about it, without really doing their basic research about it, by talking to people who who have practiced it, so they should not be just making their opinion in their head and going about beating the bush, and
That's right.
calling you and Bhavar Singh ji as somebody who would like to uh, get into the limelight and have some psychological problems and all of that. And this has something that there are some people who just came to you perhaps to know about this remedy, so they cooked up a story, or they were very desperate to get it, and they were not in their right, I would say, heart and mind to get that connection with Gurudev. So no remedy, no solution, nothing can work for those people. And if such people comment that this remedy doesn't work, Guru Siyag doesn't work, Babaji Gangainath doesn't work, Gorima says nonsense, Dharmendra is nonsense, so we can't do much much about that, isn't it? So
Couple of more things, Garima, I would like to share with your kind permission.
yeah,
Surrender. Surrender is the word. Surrendering
yes,
our ego is necessary. So people
Yes.
who did not approach me, but one of them approached Bhamar Singh ji. And Bhamar Singh ji told him that we have set a process. You just go and talk to Dharmender. He will make an entry of your name, and then I will suggest you these remedies. So he had that ego. Oh, wow, why I
Oh,
should go to Dharmender? He's a new disciple. I am disciple for ages and all. So this ego will die, will have to die. Then only you can have Guru's grace. That's one part. Second
right.
part, I realized, I found that practitioners who are doing meditation since 1990, right? In
Right.
between, they got connected to Guru Siyag. They had Guru Kripa also. But of late, I found they all are suffering from physical or mental diseases in as per medical science language. Somebody
Right.
has big eyes, somebody is actually, just trying to heal his knees, somebody is having cancer, somebody's daughter is running away with someone, somebody is actually going to different matajis and bhairojis and hanumanjis and all. Why this is happening to them? When Guru said, only concentrate on me. If you are ill, if you have AIDS, cancer, hepatitis B, hemophilia, genetic disorder, don't go to all these people, places. Mataji, Bhairoji, Hanumanji, all these local deities. If you go, then you stop mantra chanting, then you are disconnected with me.
Yes.
When you are disconnected with me, the case relapses. And the case relapses, I don't take it up again. So all these people are actually a relapse case where their
Right.
devotion and surrender to Guru Siyag had withered away or have diverted. I am not
Right.
judging anyone, but I'm simply observing. The basic science says observe before you judge. And in
Yes.
our coaching industry, in our training industry, people say that instead of judging, we just be observant, right?
Yes.
How we
Absolutely.
can judge people? How can we be so big a personality to judge? Even
Yeah.
judges are humble. Even judges are humble than these so-called experts.
Yes.
One of these so-called experts, if you look at her Facebook profile, you would find that she is actually visiting many, goddesses, temple and all. Guru says, I am within. I'm inside you. You don't need to go anywhere. You won't find anything outside of this body. The entire universe is within you. The creator of universe is within you. And who is the creator of universe? This Guru Siyag is the creator of this universe. Guru Siyag is not a guru. He is the creator. And this time he himself has, landed on this planet. And people think Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, these are the gods. These are merely employees of that god. This is what Guru Siyag had come to tell you, that just concentrate on me. And there is a
Yeah.
Guru within you. I am going to introduce that Guru to you. So, Guru is not a physical body. People who had this concept that, oh, Gurudev is in body, and they have actually washed his lotus feet, they have done all this promotion, Gurudev had kept his hand on their shoulders. So what? Gurudev is not a physical body. So pain to such people is how a person who never met Guru Siya until September 2017 had no idea about Guru Siya. He is telling something which we don't know. So their ego is coming in between their surrender and meeting Guru Siya. So Guru
Yes.
Siya is within you. All these suggestions which are given by us, first we check whether they have complete surrender to Guru Siag, or just for the sake of it, they are considering Guru Siyag as one of the options. My humble suggestion to everyone is that Guru Siyag is the only option. So before you come to Guru Siyag, before you get into this practice, just give up all these options or exhaust all these options. When you don't find any way, then come to Guru Siyag. He will completely cure you. So, again, mentioning the statement of Machandranath that this yoga is the wish fulfilling fruit of a
Hmm.
wish fulfilling tree, and this is immortal fruit. This is an immortal fruit of wish fulfilling tree, which will cure your physical disease, your mental disease, and your spiritual disease. So there is no disease except these three categories. That is what people need to understand, whether they want to surrender or they just want to roam around and play around. This is their life. They can continue propagating whatever they want to do. I am doing a sincere work with Bhamar Singh ji and with all of you. And these people also must understand that their guru is empowered enough. If somebody is doing wrong, Guru can do justice to him or her. He can punish to that fellow. Why you are
Yeah.
becoming judges?
Yeah.
All these people who are blaming, all these people who are complaining, I simply say that they don't know the power of Guru Siyam.
So one thing is coming up for me.
Yeah.
So one day even I was engaged in a conversation, and at that time, I ended up putting up a question that did you reach Dharmendra Sharma and took the data of those people, because this whole process that people first had to reach to you so that you could systematically kind of talk to them, write their name, and this is my idea because I've gone through this kind of process. And then once you they talk to you, then you were fixing up a time for them to talk to Bhavar Singh ji. So this was happening. So I am under the impression, even I'm not sure because I never kind of questioned what was happening, and I liked whatever was happening, and I did that remedy and I really liked it, as I've already shared. So, according to me, you have a concrete database kind of thing wherein you have people who have tried this, and because all of us must have told you that what kind of results they are getting or benefits, and there might be a few who might have said nothing is working. So, did somebody try to reach you to take that data to make their opinion in an informed way?
No. All these
So
are
that
judges.
means,
All these are contractors.
this is
They
propaganda
don't need
then,
it.
right?
They don't need it. And they don't believe that except them, no one else can promote Guru Siyag Yoga. I'm
Right,
simply
right.
saying it again. Guru Siyag
Yeah,
said that I will choose who will do my work. So
yeah. So
these
in fact,
contractors or subcontractors have no role to play.
yeah.
They
So
are
in fact,
kind of
I was
they
also
have
like,
lost their way. They have lost their way in a way.
I was also told that I know nothing because I am new to this. So I don't know about new and old because because how do I know when Guru is saying that I've been your Guru in all the lifetimes that you have been having. So what's this concept of new and old? But yes, I do believe that those people who were picked by Guru Dev by himself to in those initial days and before passing before leaving the body, so some of those people have some information which I do not have right now. And if they have that kind of information and they would like to uh, then now Gurudev is asking them to do something from these people, then what's my problem? As far as I am getting benefited, I am getting more love from Gurudev, I am getting that connection. So I am really not understanding what's that brouhaha all about.
See, it is said in English also, assumption kills.
Yeah.
The moment we start assuming, assume is what? Ask between you and me. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
If we
Yes.
assume if we assume rather than looking at the factual information, then we will end up becoming these contractors or subcontractors. And
Right.
we are never feel close to Guru Siyag. A couple of more examples I would like to share with your kind permission on this platform.
Yes,
There
please.
is one old disciple of Guru Siyag. He lives in Kota, Rajasthan. He approached me because we have set a process, and the process is set because we want to do a proper research. And
Right.
every human has limited time of 24 hours. And I'm
Yes.
spending almost 12 to 14 hours a day doing all this work. So Bhamar Singh ji has a fixed time that in the morning he will speak to those people between 10 to 12 who have already practiced these suggestions, and in the evening from 4:30 to 7:30 for new people, and he will interact with them and he will suggest whatever he suggests. So he has a time limit. I have a time limit. He is a retired person. I'm not, but somehow I'm doing this job of Guru Siya. So this is the practical aspect of managing all this. So
Yes.
this fellow came to me and said, "Oh, Mr. Bhamar Singh ji suggests something, and I have some problem, this and that." So I said, "Please go ahead. The time slot, we have divided time slots also. So between 4:30 to 5:30, five people, six people can easily, communicate. At least talking to one person, it takes time, at least 10 minutes."
10,
So
15
I
minutes. Yes.
told him, okay, go between 5:30 to 6:30. So he said, okay. And then it is handed over. The next SOP is belonging to Bhamar Singh ji. So
Right.
next day, Bhamar Singh ji told me that this fellow came from Kota, and I told him the remedy. And after that evening, again in the morning, this fellow came to Bhamar Singh ji and said, "Well, I meditated. I did not practice these suggestions given by you. I meditated. And, Gurudev used to be at my home, and I have washed his lotus feet also. And, he had showered so much of blessing on me. So while I was meditating, Guru Siyak said, no, you don't need to perform any of these suggestions. You just do whatever I'm suggesting." So Bhamar Singh ji said, "That's very good, fine. Gurudev had stayed at your home. Physical body of Gurudev was with you. So I put your application earlier that, please help this Guru Bhai. Now I put your application that please withdraw these suggestions from this Guru Bhai. So you deal directly the way you were dealing, and, the way Guru suggests you." So
Right.
he said, "Fine, no problem." So then Bhamar Singh ji called me and said, "Please mark that entry as, cancelled entry, because we
Right.
have cancelled his application. Let him handle." After one day, he came again. He came to me, and he said, "I had made a blunder. I was not aware. That was the negative force which actually forced me to say this." I said, "Guru Bhai, I can't do that now. Now, leave it to Guru Siya. Keep on chanting the mantra relentlessly for 24 hours, for 7 days at least, and let's see what happens after 7 days." So he
Right.
came back after 7 days, but his ego did not diminish. So I actually could not pick up his call, could not. So that is how Guru's grace was actually at your doorstep, and your ego or your
Yes.
ignorance actually lost it. So this is what
Yes.
is happening to many practitioners.
Many. And
Now,
then they,
associated thing to this, one of the relatives of that practitioner came to me today for his daughter, that for last so many years she is actually having blood transfusion. Doctors are not able to figure out. He was humble enough. I immediately told Guru Bhai, "Please do this." That's it. So there is no ego involved in this. But before somebody approaches me, I'm a simple human being. I have 24 hours a day, and my wife and kids say that you don't have time for us. So please forgive me. It is a meditation which involves having worldly pleasure as well as having salvation. So I
Yes.
have to bring the balance in between. So people who assume, I wish them good luck as well. Yeah,
Yeah, and before finally sharing Siyag's video in which he will give the mantra, and the people would get initiated into Guru Siyag meditation. I would just like to conclude this matter of some people trying to create a propaganda about this simple remedy that Guru Siyag has opened up. If you reach out to Dharmendra ji, and this is a very simple remedy, so those of you who would like to progress in your journey and you feel stuck, if you do not feel stuck, that's perfectly fine. But for some reason you are struggling, you are not able to meditate, you are not understanding that what is happening to you, and you do not feel normal about Guru Siyag meditation, then you may reach out to Dharmendra ji for that simple remedy. It's a very simple remedy. And those people who perhaps are misguided around this and unknowingly, maybe they have created this propaganda, so they are also Guru disciples, and we would request them that they reach out to Dharmendra ji, take the data that how many people reached out to him. And even I don't know much about it because I never cared to check with Dharmendra ji around that what is happening and all that. I just ended up watching some videos, and those were not true at all, because they were giving account of that simple remedy, simple practice that is so empowering. So they were talking in way as if, there is something which is untoward, but nothing like that at all, nothing like that. So those people also can reach out to Dharmendra ji and take the data, understand that what's happening, and if one of them or if all of them are willing, they can also perhaps talk to Bhavar Singh ji and may also try that remedy. And I'm sure that they would also get benefited out of this whole
yeah.
experience. Yeah.
So before you conclude, let me say a couple of words, couple of statements to make. People who are objecting to this work, they are also actually promoting this work. So we don't
Yeah.
need to make much efforts to do so. And one time, when there was a cricket player called Azharuddin,
Yeah.
who actually
Yes.
was actually on 99 matches and he could not complete 100 matches. So one time, while he was actually in practice of cricket, somebody had asked about his performance. So Ajaruddin used to speak something which not many people can understand.
Could understand. Yes.
Right. So he simply said, I won't speak, my bat will.
Oh, yes.
His batting will give answer to all those critics. So I'm
Yes.
simply saying that people who are going through this laboratory experience, people who are getting cured, when they speak, that is the befitting, humble, lovely, divine reply to all these people who are
Yes.
propagating against us.
Absolutely.
Everything
Absolutely.
is surrendered in the lotus feet of Guru Siya.
Of Gurudev. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gurudev indeed.
So thank you so much for bringing me in here. I came
Thank
here
you
for
to you
different
as
purpose,
well.
but somehow this is also related to Gurudev's work. So thank you so
Yes,
much.
yes, absolutely. So now to all practitioners who may be watching this session for the first time, so this was an impromptu session and we discussed various aspects of Guru Siyag Yoga. But in previous sessions, you would find more basic information about Guru Siyag and information about new practitioners. So how can they progress? How can they connect with Gurudev? So before Gurudev himself shares the mantra with you, I'll just share with you that how do we practice meditation. So now we will be practicing meditation for 15 minutes. Gurudev will give you a mantra in that video. And once the video gets over, just imagine Gurudev on your third eye, or this place is called the third eye, and pray to Gurudev. to let you meditate for 15 minutes, to help you meditate for 15 minutes, and then you start chanting the mantra and rest. Just don't stress yourself. Your eyes will automatically open after 15 minutes. And I'll also make a small announcement that come out of the meditation. So that's the meditation part. So now I'll just put the video of Gurudev. So those of you who have just taken your dinner or lunch or have had anything heavy, so they can just chant the mantra silently. So we do not have to move our tongue, and we do not have to chant loudly. So we have to chant silently. So you can just chant the mantra. Rest of us can meditate. Jai Gurudev.
Or the universal. What does yoga mean? Yoga means a union of the soul with God or the universal consciousness force. What are the benefits of Siddhi Yoga? Siddhi Yoga heals, cures, or frees the body from any physical illness, aids various forms of cancers, diabetes, arthritis, asthma, and even genetic disease like hemophilia. In the case of disease such as AIDS, which attacks the entire body, the patient may experience internal kriyas like sensation or heat, electricity or tingling. According to Siddhi Yoga philosophy, the divine power awakened by the enlightened Guru gets transmitted through his blissful voice to the listeners, irrespective of language spoken by the Guru. This divine power transmissions occurs smoothly and remain unaffected by the language being used. Regular practice of Siddhi Yoga strengthens the immune system. The Kundalini acts as a protective shield of the immune system and wards off the onslaught or recurrence of any disease. Impact of Kundalini awakening. The Kundalini makes the practitioner perform kriyas that are specific to his needs. With this cleaning, the practitioner is cured of all kinds of chronic and even terminal disease such as HIV, AIDS, cancer, arthritis, etc. and genetic disorder like hemophilia. Mental application too are completely cured and stress is completely relieved. Cling, Krishna, cling, 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 cling, Krishna, cling.